Breathwork refers to the deliberate control of your breathing pattern, or simply the conscious awareness of your breath in its natural state. And conscious breathing can help on a physical level relax your body, improve your sleep, increase your energy levels, relieve muscle tension, and so much more. In this activity, we're going to draw a very simple illustration. So this is just a little boat. So I'm going to draw some sails. You don't need to worry about the drawing. It really should just be something that can help you to place an idea in front of you. As you can see, it's not about accuracy. It really is just a doodle. And there's an anchor below. So we're anchoring our thoughts. And I'm just drawing some, let's call them waves. I think they might look a little bit more like flames. We'll pretend they're waves. And then what you're going to do is you're going to connect the boat to the anchor with your breath. So you decide whether you are going to breathe out and exhale as you draw down to the anchor, and then breathe in as you rise up towards the boat. So out as you draw towards the anchor, and in as you draw towards the boat. And as I was filming this, I realised that I was actually breathing quite quickly to begin with. I think gradually you can see it starts to slow, and therefore my pen starts to move slower, because remember that you should be using your pencil or your pen in line with the breath. You can rise up and down that line a number of times until you feel like you've started to breathe more deeply and focus more on that breath. Another activity you can do, I really like this one, it's a very simple one. Just draw a triangle and then you're going to join it point to point, but you're going to start very close to one line of the triangle, one edge of it, with a parallel line that just becomes wider as it moves out. So it's going to start really close to the edge of the triangle, and then it's going to move a couple of millimeters away from that point as you go down the line, and you just keep moving round the triangle. So you start at that point where you join the two together, and then it becomes wider until you get to the next edge. And if you keep doing that all the way around, you can decide, depending on how quickly you can draw these lines, whether you're inhaling for 2 lines or 3 lines. The triangles become smaller as you get closer to the centre, so perhaps you're going to be inhaling for a couple of lines, 4, 5, 6 lines on an inhale, and perhaps as many on an out exhale or an out breath. As you draw another triangle, you can extend the shape. So again, starting with the lines very close together, and then they move apart as you make your way towards the other end of the line. Keep doing this. It's essentially a very simple Zentangle activity, but as you can see, alongside each other, the 2 triangles become one shape, and you have this spike protruding. And the nice thing about that is I feel like that could represent a breath. This spike, this drawing in of the oxygen. But you can draw as many triangles as you want. You can extend it as far as you want. It can be something that you start one day, continue the next day, carry on a week later. So a really simple doodle, which can be really mindful. Very simple. It's a very, very simple activity. If you become very proficient at it, then you can keep your lines closer together. But to begin with, Don't worry about how far apart the lines are. Just concentrate on how pleasing it is to draw that shape and how much you may be slowing your breath as you do so. Once you're happy with the triangles that you've drawn, once you can see a few shapes emerging, and perhaps see their symbolism in terms of that breath that you've drawn in, you might think about if you've got any other art materials nearby or drawing materials. Perhaps you've just got a highlighter and another pen, and using those, again, thinking about the breath and just alternating those lines. So on an inhale, drawing down, filling alternate lines with colour, or on an exhale, cross-hatching down one of those lines, and the next inhale, cross-hatching down a different line. Or you might decide you want to do some shading. Just doing peaceful drawing. And that peaceful drawing should be allowing you to slow your breath. When you're doing something creative and something that's simple or repetitive, it can allow you to just steady your breath. At this point, I'm just drawing some extra shadows in, so thinking about the shape, but conscious of that breath, conscious of inhale and exhale.